Alright guys, so this video is going to be about fuel return. This is not a how-to. This is not really anything new for all the OG guys out there. This is more for the new guys like me. So I'm going to start by talking about what I did to the fuel regulator. So as the fuel comes in here, it goes inside, pressurizes the diaphragm, and then there's a tube, stainless steel tube that goes down, and then sends the fuel back to the tank. That little stainless steel tube, I drilled that out to make it bigger to help return fuel. The inside of this pipe right here, and also the inside diameter that's pushing fuel in there is this size right here. Here, let's see, we can see the size here. Sorry. It's a 15/64. So that's what I drilled it out to. This is what it used to be. And you can see the size difference there. So that's a pretty big difference. Apart from that, I took out my charcoal canister. Charcoal canister is basically just a vent for the tank. So we took that out, and I'm using the vent line or the charcoal canister line as my return. All you gotta do is just switch it. It's very simple. It's hard to see, but it's down in there. I also drilled out the flare, the GM flare, and those GM flares, man, they suck. They neck down a bunch. But I was able to drill that out too, and I got it pretty close to this size here. Same thing down there. I had to put basically like a GM flare repair kit down there, and then I just connected it to the vent line there. That's now the return line. And at the tank on the hanger, I did the same thing. I drilled out all the connections out there, all the steel connections. So right now what I'm about to do is I have a 525 hellcat pump. It's not in there yet. I'm gonna switch it out here in a little bit. But right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn the car on, and I'm gonna show you guys how low I could get the fuel pressure. With all these things drilled out. This is a 320 pump that I have in the back in the tank right now. Okay, so another thing that I'm gonna do is that when I drop the pressure down with the car on, the fuel's creating pressure and pushing up the diaphragm. So you could feel when this screw is not touching that diaphragm anymore. The spring's fully released. There's no need to keep loosening it. It's not gonna do nothing. When I put the new pump in there, I'm gonna adjust this so it's just barely touching the diaphragm, because I'm not gonna keep this thing adjusted out too far. I'm afraid that with the new pump, if this stuff is not enough for fuel return, it'll probably tear the diaphragm apart. So we're basically just using this to keep this thing from stretching too far out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, turn the car on, show you guys how low I can get the fuel pressure. And then the next video, we'll see what the hellcat pump does with all these modifications. See if it can see if it can regulate fuel pressure. And if not, it's all right. We're gonna put a turbo tweak ECU in it, and that thing's gonna control fuel pressure. I'm not gonna mess with spending a couple $100 on a fuel return line. I'm gonna use that money, and I'm gonna put it towards that turbo tweak ECU. And we'll talk about that in the next video. about, because honestly, instead of spending money on this, that, the chip, and a couple other things, I would have rather just, it wasn't out yet, but now it is. But for the new guys, instead of spending money on that, a fuel return system, and some other stuff, just put that money towards that blue box. And it's probably gonna make up for it. I haven't done the math yet, but we'll get to that. So right now, let's get this thing started and see what it does. All right, so you guys saw that. It was right. Hold on. It was right, not at 20, but the line above it, that's 25. That's as low as I could get it with this 320 pump and the modifications that I've done. Now, we're gonna go ahead and put that hellcat pump in there. I'm gonna do that right now. I don't know, it'll probably take me 20, 30 minutes or so. And then we'll do it again and see what happens. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Turbo tweak ECU is gonna take care of it. Sexy ass bitch right here.